When people talk about the future of global power, two names always dominate the conversation: India and China. Together, they represent billions of people, massive economies, and cities that seem to grow taller and faster every single year. Shanghai, Shenzhen, Mumbai, Bengaluru, these names are often thrown around as the inevitable leaders of tomorrow. But what if I told you there's another country, often overlooked, quietly building cities that could challenge these giants by 2030? A country with a young, hardworking population, a global workforce already recognized for its skills, and an edge that India and China struggle to match: English fluency and cultural adaptability. That country is the Philippines. In the last 2 decades, the Philippines has gone from being a developing nation in Asia to a global hub for call centers, IT services, medical professionals, and tourism. Its people are not just competing. They are thriving in industries where communication, innovation, and resilience matter most. And behind this transformation are cities growing faster than outsiders realize. From the bustling capital of Manila to the rising hubs of Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, Bacolod, and Cagayan de Oro, these urban centers are setting themselves up to rival India's tech cities and even China's trade giants. Their combination of economic growth, infrastructure development, talent, and global mindset is nothing short of shocking. In this video, we'll dive into the 6 Philippine cities that could soon stand shoulder to shoulder with Asia's biggest names, and maybe even overtake them. Manila, the financial and cultural core. If there's one city that symbolizes the Philippines' fight to be recognized on the global stage, it's Manila. As the country's capital and largest metropolitan area, Manila is more than just the seat of government. It's the financial and cultural heart of the nation. With a metro population of over 13 million people, Manila stands shoulder to shoulder with Asia's biggest megacities. One of Manila's biggest strengths is its dominance in the BPO industry. Global corporations from the US, Europe, and Asia have set up shop here, outsourcing everything from customer service to high-level IT solutions. The result? Hundreds of thousands of well-paying jobs, billions of dollars in foreign investment, and a reputation as the BPO capital of the world. But Manila isn't stopping there. The Philippine government has been pouring billions into infrastructure upgrades to keep up with its rapid growth. The long-awaited Metro Manila subway, new expressways, airport expansions, and iconic bridges are transforming the city, transforming it into a more connected, modern metropolis. For decades, Manila's weakness was traffic congestion and outdated infrastructure. Now, it's aggressively addressing those issues, addressing them to keep pace with its regional rivals. In comparison, India's Bengaluru is known as the tech capital, China's Shanghai as a financial giant. Manila, however, is emerging as a unique hybrid. It's a global financial hub and a cultural soft power leader. Filipino pop culture, fashion, sports, and music flow out of Manila. They influence not just Asia, but also overseas Filipino communities worldwide. Manila is proof that the Philippines is no longer just a service provider. It's building the foundations of a city that can compete directly with the giants of Asia. And by 2030, it might surprise everyone. Cebu, the Queen City of the South. If Manila is the beating heart of the Philippines, Cebu is the nation's rising star. A city that balances business opportunity with paradise-like living. Known as the Queen City of the South, Cebu has long been a major hub for trade and tourism. But in the last decade, it has transformed into a serious contender for Asia's tech and outsourcing industries. Cebu is home to a fast-growing IT park. It houses global BPO and tech companies. What makes Cebu stand out is its ability to attract talent. Talent not only from the Philippines, but also from abroad. Its universities produce thousands of graduates every year. Graduates in business, engineering, and IT. They fuel a startup ecosystem compared to China's Shenzhen and India's Hyderabad. Adding to its competitive edge is the Mactan-Cebu International Airport, one of the busiest in the country. It connects the city directly to global destinations. This makes Cebu not just a national hub, but an international gateway. Tourists, investors, and entrepreneurs alike are greeted by modern infrastructure and world-class hospitality. What's remarkable about Cebu is its balance. Unlike many industrial megacities, Cebu offers a high quality of life. Beaches, resorts, and a laid-back lifestyle. It's attractive not just for locals, but also for foreign professionals seeking a base in Asia. While Shenzhen is known for its relentless pace, Cebu combines economic growth with cultural richness and natural beauty. By 2030, Cebu could be the Philippines' answer to a big question. Can a city be both a business powerhouse and a global tourism magnet? The answer is yes, and Cebu is proving it. Davao, the rising AGRI business and trade center. On the southern island of Mindanao lies Davao City, one of the Philippines' fastest-growing urban centers. Known for its safety, orderliness, and green spaces, Davao often surprises visitors who expect chaos, but find instead a clean, investor-friendly city. It's also politically influential. As the home of the Duterte family, Davao gained a reputation for strong governance and discipline. Davao's strength lies in its agriculture and trade. It's the Philippines' top producer of bananas, cacao, coconuts, and durian. But beyond farming, the city is developing modern industrial parks and export zones that connect it to global markets. International shipping routes from Davao allow direct trade with China, Japan, and other Southeast Asian neighbors. In comparison, India's Pune blends industry and education. China's Chengdu thrives as a trade hub inland. Davao is similar, but with its own Filipino flavor. It combines agricultural wealth with a growing tech and industrial base, making it one of the most diversified economies in the Philippines. Another key selling point, Davao is consistently ranked as one of the safest cities in Asia. With low crime rates, eco-friendly policies, and resilient infrastructure, it has become an attractive destination for domestic migrants and international investors. By 2030, Davao could redefine the economic map of the Philippines. No longer seen as a remote city in Mindanao, it is positioning itself as a major trade center, a center that connects the Philippines' agricultural backbone to the world. Iloilo, the education and innovation hub. When people think of Iloilo, they often picture a city with deep Spanish roots. Centuries-old churches and elegant heritage houses lining the streets. And while that cultural identity remains strong, Iloilo today is evolving into something far more dynamic. A hub of education, governance, and innovation. A city that could easily compete with the fastest-growing cities in India and China by 2030. At its core, Iloilo is a university city. Generations of professionals, engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs have graduated from its respected schools, creating a talent pool that is highly skilled and globally competitive. This strong educational backbone sets Iloilo apart. It allows the city to steadily attract IT/BPM companies, financial services, and startups. Unlike cities that rely solely on outside investment to grow, Iloilo is cultivating growth from within by nurturing its own innovators. In recent years, Iloilo has undergone a massive infrastructure transformation. A modern international airport, well-planned road networks, and public transport upgrades are helping the city ease congestion and attract more investors. There's also a push for green urban planning, which makes Iloilo stand out compared to the rapid but often chaotic urbanization of Indian or Chinese counterparts. This careful, thoughtful growth makes Iloilo a livable city, something global investors increasingly prioritize. Another factor setting Iloilo apart is its strong governance and community-driven leadership. Transparency, long-term planning, and citizen involvement in policymaking have earned the city recognition across the Philippines. While some Indian and Chinese cities grapple with pollution, overdevelopment, or governance bottlenecks, Iloilo positions itself as a model of sustainable urban growth. In terms of global comparisons, Iloilo can be likened to India's Ahmedabad, an education and industrial hub with world-class institutions. Similarly, it mirrors China's Hangzhou, a city that transformed from cultural charm into a high-tech and innovation-driven powerhouse. What makes Iloilo particularly special is its balance. It doesn't sacrifice heritage for growth. It integrates history, community, and innovation into a unified future. By 2030, Iloilo won't just be a regional hub in the Visayas. It could be a national leader in innovation, tech, and education. And in the broader Asian context, it represents how mid-sized cities can rise to global relevance, not through overwhelming size, but through smart, sustainable, and people-focused growth. Bacolod, the city of smiles turning into a tech hub. When you hear Bacolod, the first thing that comes to mind is probably the famous Mascara Festival, a dazzling explosion of colors, masks, music, and smiles. For decades, Bacolod was seen as a laid-back, friendly city, known more for sugarcane and hospitality than for business. But quietly, Bacolod is becoming something much bigger, a future tech hub. The shift began with the influx of BPO and outsourcing companies, drawn by Bacolod's highly educated workforce and English proficiency, and low cost of living. International firms have started setting up shop here. Real estate is booming too. Unlike Manila or Cebu, Bacolod offers affordable office space and housing, making it attractive for startups and investors looking for growth. Growth without the heavy expenses. What sets Bacolod apart is its balance between lifestyle and business. Professionals don't just move here for work. They move for the quality of life. The city is clean, relatively less congested, and offers beaches, mountains, and cultural festivals all within reach. That City of Smiles nickname isn't just branding. It's a way of life, and it makes Bacolod a magnet for both talent and tourists. In global terms, Bacolod is following a trajectory similar to India's Kochi, which emerged from being a coastal city into a respected IT hub. At the same time, it shares traits with China's Suzhou, blending manufacturing and services while maintaining livable charm. If Bacolod continues this momentum, it won't just be the festival capital of the Philippines. It could be one of Southeast Asia's newest tech capitals. Cagayan de Oro, the gateway to Mindanao, known as the City of Golden Friendship. Cagayan de Oro, CDO, is more than just a welcoming city. It's a strategic gateway to the whole island of Mindanao. Its location makes it a natural hub for trade, logistics, and commerce. With modern highways, ports, and an international airport, CDO is already positioning itself as a vital link. A link between Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Education is another strength. CDO has a thriving university belt. It produces thousands of graduates annually in IT, engineering, business, and healthcare. This educated workforce is fueling the expansion of the IT BPM industry, an industry that has seen rapid growth over the last decade. International outsourcing companies are eyeing CDO not just for talent, but for the opportunity to scale in a city with room to grow. What's impressive about CDO is how it's rising without losing its identity. Adventure tourism, whitewater rafting, mountains, and ecotourism remain strong, while new malls, tech parks, and financial centers are shaping its skyline. It's a city that blends nature and modern growth in equal measure. In comparison, CDO reflects the story of India's Jaipur, a city that evolved from cultural heritage into a modern business hub. Similarly, it mirrors China's Xiamen, which became a leading trade city by leveraging its port and regional positioning. By 2030, CDO could be the beating heart of Mindanao's economy, a city that connects industries, cultures, and global markets. The bigger picture. When the world debates the future of Asia, the spotlight almost always shines on India and China. And to be fair, their massive populations and expanding industries make them natural focal points. But here's the surprising truth. While those giants dominate headlines, the Philippines is quietly building a different kind of story, one centered not just on size, but on quality, adaptability, and global connection. The 6 cities we've explored, Manila, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, Bacolod, and Cagayan de Oro, each tell a chapter of this larger story. Manila is the financial and cultural engine. Cebu is the gateway of tech and tourism. Davao thrives on stability and agriculture. Iloilo leads in education and governance. Bacolod blends lifestyle with business. And CDO acts as Mindanao's bridge to the world. Together, they form a network of rising urban centers. Centers that show what the Philippines can achieve when growth is spread across regions rather than centralized in just one megacity. Unlike India and China, which often push development at breakneck speed, sometimes at the cost of livability, the Philippines offers a model of human-centered growth. The advantage is clear. English fluency, diaspora connections, and cultural adaptability give Filipinos a global edge that few Asian nations can replicate. For example, while Bengaluru and Shenzhen dominate tech, Filipino cities dominate in business communication, outsourcing, education, and hospitality, industries where trust, empathy, and skillful interaction matter as much as hard infrastructure. Another overlooked driver of Philippine growth is the global Filipino workforce. Millions of overseas Filipino workers send home remittances. Remittances that support families and fuel local economies and urban development. This stream of capital has helped cities grow more resilient, with grassroots economic power spreading across communities. In effect, the Philippines is building cities not just with investments from big corporations, but with the collective sacrifices and earnings of its people worldwide. By 2030, the Philippines may not match the sheer population size of India or the manufacturing scale of China, but its cities can still compete and sometimes even overtake. Overtake in terms of livability, global relevance, and adaptability to change. In a world increasingly valuing sustainability, connection, and innovation, these 6 Philippine cities embody a new definition of progress. The real shock factor is this. While the world looks at skyscrapers and GDP charts, the Philippines is proving that the future belongs to cities that prioritize people, culture, and connectivity. And in that sense, its cities may well set the pace for the rest of Asia. The narrative of Asia's future has long been dominated by 2 names, India and China. Their rapid urbanization, ambitious economic projects, and undeniable global presence make them seem untouchable. But as we've journeyed through 6 remarkable Philippine cities, it becomes clear that the story isn't so one-sided anymore. The Philippines is writing its own chapter, and it's doing so with speed, resilience, and vision. Manila is emerging as a global financial and cultural powerhouse, not just competing with, but collaborating alongside giants like Shanghai or Bengaluru. Cebu is redefining what it means to balance paradise living with technological progress, attracting both investors and tourists. Davao demonstrates how agricultural strength, political stability, and eco-friendly governance can power sustainable growth. Iloilo is proof that education, innovation, and smart urban planning can transform a mid-sized city into a global player. Bacolod combines its famous hospitality with a new wave of tech-driven investment, showing that lifestyle cities can also lead in business. And Cagayan de Oro is becoming the beating heart of Mindanao's economy, strategically connecting trade and talent to the world. What unites these cities is not just their ambition, but their human-centered approach to progress. Unlike the relentless chase for scale that defines India and China, the Philippines is carving a different path. A path where English communication, global workforce readiness, and community-driven resilience define success. For businesses seeking stability, for students searching for opportunities, and for travelers looking for connection, these cities represent the future of Asia's livability and innovation. By 2030, the conversation about Asia's rising powers won't just feature Shanghai, Shenzhen, Bengaluru, or Hyderabad. It will also include Manila, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, Bacolod, and Cagayan de Oro. Cities that have risen not by imitating India or China, but by leveraging their own unique strengths. The Philippines is no longer just keeping up. It's positioning itself to lead in industries that define the next generation: outsourcing, digital services, tourism, healthcare, and education. These aren't the flashiest sectors, but they are the foundations of stability in a globalized economy. So, the next time you hear someone say the future belongs only to India and China, remember this: there's a third contender quietly rising. And by 2030, the world won't just look east for inspiration. It will look to the Philippines and the 6 cities leading its charge into the future.